Hiya, today we're going to make something very different from our usual stuff. We're going to be doing it out on the barbecue, but you can do it all in the oven. I will show you. The reason we do it on the barbecue is because I want to get some smoke into the sausage and the bread to make it a nice barbecue thing. We were at Huntley yesterday and we got some really nice goat sausages, Moroccan goat sausages. You can use a pork sausage for this. But anyway, so we're going to start with just some basic bread. Here I've got 400 grams of strong flour. Half of it is strong white flour and half of it is freshly milled wholemeal flour. Into that I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of milk powder. I'm using Nido, which is quite a rich creamy milk powder, really good. Going to put in half a tablespoon of sugar, a packet of yeast, or about 8 ounces I suppose, half a tablespoon of instant yeast, you know, the fast acting one. Good couple of pinches of salt. How much you put in is up to you, it's a matter of taste. And 290 grams of warm water. And then you can either put in some melted butter. I'm going to use a good glug, maybe a tablespoon of rapeseed oil from Aberdeenshire. I've got my lazy head on today, so I'm going to do this in the stand mixer, but you can just mix it and then knead it. It needs to be kneaded for 10 minutes, good kneading, and then we'll let it rest, double in size. Same as if you've watched some of the other bread videos, you'll know what I mean. So I'm going to pop this on the mixer now and get on with some other stuff. Right, there we go. It's been kneaded for 10 minutes. I'm just going to cover it now. We'll let it sit for a good half hour, maybe an hour. We want to double it in size. Meanwhile, I've got the barbecue going. I've got it running around about 180 degrees. So I'll get the other stuff prepped and then we'll move out and start cooking. Okay, so I've got the stuff ready to start to go outside now. We've got some roughly chopped onion, couple, a good tablespoon of freshly chopped ginger, about the same of chopped garlic, nothing too pretty. Keep it all country, sort of farmhouse style. Some chopped carrot, chopped celery, a chopped pepper. Herb-wise, we've got a teaspoon or so of cumin seed, half a teaspoon of tumeric powder, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, nice stick of rosemary, a good stick or 3 little sticks of fresh mint. We've got a bay leaf. I'm putting a chilli in, a whole chilli. I'm just going to throw it in. You don't have to. If you want it, put it in. If you don't, don't. The meat, we've got these goat sausages. You can use pork, lamb, whatever you want. These are Moroccan style goat sausage from the Speyside goat farm we found up at the farmer's market yesterday. We're also going to use a tin of butter beans. If you prefer navel beans, you can. But I like the way they go creamy, so I'm using those. A tin of good quality tomatoes. We're using these cherry tomatoes. Some local honey, Speyside honey. And we're also going to be putting in some stock. I'm going to be using a vegetable stock, but go ahead and use oxo or chicken, whatever you want. And obviously some nice local oil as well. Right, to the barbecue. I forgot to say, on the barbecue, I'm going to be putting this, it's an old whiskey barrel. I bought a big bag of it. It's for smoking. Guy up in Lossiemouth sells it. But it will give a really rich flavour to the dish and the bread. Okay, let's start cooking now. Just put some oil in the pan. It's about 2 tablespoons, I suppose. And then to begin with, all we're going to put in is the cumin seeds. And we'll just let those just warm up and release some of their oils for a second. Right, they're releasing some of their smell now, so we're going to go in, we're going to put your chilli, your onion, garlic and ginger, and we'll just let those roast off a little bit for about 10 minutes or so. Okay, they've been cooking now for about 10 minutes. They're softened up. You can smell the rawness is gone. So into there now, we're going to put our half teaspoon of turmeric, our teaspoon of smoked paprika, along with our herbs and our bay leaf. On top of that, we're going to throw our veggies. Just start stirring them in. Now, the whole thing about this is we're going for a cowboy style, farmhouse style, you know, outdoorsy sort of food. Rough, ready, really rustic. That's a trendy word, isn't it? Okay, into there now we're going to put the tin of beans and the liquid they're in. The tin of tomatoes. Again, really rustic. Just going to give those a little smush. You don't want to put them in a machine or anything like that. A little smush up, that's all. Onto that now we're going to put, I'm using veggie stock. You can use chicken, beef, whatever you want. And some nice Speyside honey. Going to put in a good wallop of it. That's a good dessert spoon. A little bit heaped up. How much you put in is up to you. Everyone likes it different. You can see the smoke coming up now. So we'll just let this cook out for a couple. So I now have put a wire rack above it. I've got my sausages. I've taken the skin off because I don't like the skin when it stews. Leave it on if you want. But if you take it off, you get more of the smoke goes into the sausage, giving it more flavour. And we're just going to cook this like this for approximately, I don't know, a half hour or so. Let the sausages really take some smoke and let it all simmer up a bit. Okay, these are nicely smoked now. The sauce is cooking away. So we're just going to pop the sausages into the beans. Hopefully not dropping them on the barbecue. We'll just settle those down in there and let them simmer away. We're probably going to add some water just to keep them covered in liquid. So there you go, we're just going to add a little water, and now we're going to let that simmer while the barbecue comes up to temperature. We're going to cook the bread on top here. Okay, so I've shaped the bread and I've popped it on a silicone. I did record doing it, but I forgot to press the stop button. So it's the same as the other breads we do on there. You knock the air out, shape it, we'll let it rise, and I've put it on a silicone mat and I'm cooking it above there. The barbecue's on 200 degrees and it's just cooking away nicely. Right, we're just going to take it off of the mat now to let the underneath cook a little bit. So we'll just lift it, take away the mat, and pop it back on. There we go. Okay, the bread's cooked, you can listen. Probably can't hear that, but it's got a nice hollow sound to it. So we'll take that off now and let it rest. Meanwhile, that's just simmered away nicely. That's all ready to eat. So about another 20 minutes and we'll be able to sit down and eat. I'll get a photograph then, and there you go.